Okay, in this video we're going to put it all back together. Looks like a mess right now. We'll get as much done on this as we can today. I'd like to be able to at least start up and get it close enough we can start up and run it. Okay, we pull the body control module out of the black dash. It goes with this car, so I'm going to keep it with this car. It's all programmed for this car. It has the VIN number and everything in it, so we got to keep it with this car. So we're going to stick this in. I'll show you how to change that real quick. Okay, here's your body control module. Still inside the dash here. If you go here on the back side, push them up this way. Now we're going to take this one out, set it over the side, stick this one in. Just need to find out where your push pins are. Anyway, we'll get all the push pins put in that and we'll have it ready to go. Okay, we got all the push pins put back in it. Now this body control module is ready to go. This is where your glove box is at, right here. This is in behind the glove box here. Okay, here's the look at the dash flipped up right. This is where your dash is going to be. Flip up there, and there's your body control module. Okay, the first thing I did was put on the rack for the glove box. Got the framework down on there. Got the big connector. Got it plugged back in and in place. Your body control modules, there's your plug-in for that. They will land right in here. So we'll plug them back in when we get them back in place. Your glove box is up under here. So now, I'm going to go ahead and run some more wires. This wire here needs to go back over. Run it through here. And this one plugs in right down here. It'll plug in right down in here. And then we're going to work on we got to decide what tweeters we're going to use. Whether we're going to use the original ones or the one that came with the other car. Just got to make sure we got the right connectors, right ohms and all that stuff. So then we'll get that figured out. Oh, there's something else I wanted to put on here. It came, the 2011 came with a nice piece of insulation. I'll run out and grab that real quick. It goes up here on the top. Remember we had to pick it up in order to see the GPS antenna? I'll go grab that. But this glove box frame is going to be so much easier to put on right now before you get the dash in here. To get to them bolts right there. So much easier to put on right now. And that dash cover, it'll fit right over that. So if you're taking this out for the first time, then it's probably a good idea to go ahead and take all this out, because you might not there's screws on this frame. Like here's a screw right here that goes into the another one over here. I think there's another one in behind. Yeah, right down here. You got to make sure you get all them screws out of there before you pull the dash out. If you have all them out, you're fine. You don't have to take this out. But anyway, I took it out both times. It just makes it easier. You don't bust up your dash. Make sure, because this is bolted on in a few places there. And also there's wires running through it. Just got to unplug all that. So we got another wire here that needs to be plugged in here. There we go, that looks better. Okay, I gotta go get that. I gotta go get that insulation piece. I'll be right back. Okay, there's that insulator piece I was talking about. It came with the other car, so might as well use it on this one. Now we'll go get the dash. We're just gonna fit it halfway on till we get our wires run through the holes here. Make sure we have to look at the tweeters, see what we need to do with them. We keep the original ones or use the ones in the other car. Okay, I shoved it in on the passenger side. Got it most of the way in. Then I came over and sat in the driver's seat until I got it positioned where I need it. So now it's not all the way back. It's probably like 6 inches or so. Now we need to grab our wires and bring them through. Wherever they are. That ain't there. Okay, I got the wires pulled through. I don't have them through over here yet, but over here on the dash, or over here on the steering, over here on the gauge cluster, radio and HVAC. Okay, I got them 2 bolts in, big bolts, and then got the 2 big bolts up there put in. Everything's pretty secure. Now we can, guess we'll work on the ends. Put the screws in the ends. Guess I work right around here on the gauge cluster so I can get that steering column raised back up. I got to pull that black parts off of there so I can put the tan colors on there. Might do that after I get it raised up. Yeah, we'll start working on all this in here real quick, get all that put back together. And then we'll start working on the other side, start plugging in the body control module. Okay, we're coming along. I'll be back in a few minutes. I wanted to show you this before I raised up the steering column. See that bolt right there? Take that bolt out. Right there in front of the U-joint. take that bolt out and you'll be able to pull the steering column right out. That's what I couldn't get to on the other car. This one don't have the dust boot on it. Makes it real easy to get to. So, I mean, it was such thick rubber, you couldn't move it up or down, or I don't know. I couldn't get to it basically, so I didn't change out the steering column because of that reason. This in here I could pull out real easy. Okay, let's get this thing raised up. Okay, I got the steering column bolted back in place. And also been working on your hood release. Got all that put back in. That was fun. Trying to get to them screws. Okay. I guess we'll take the covers off of this next. Get them black ones off and get the tan ones put on it. Okay, I got the black parts off of the steering column. Been working on the ashtray and the climate control. Now we'll plug in the body control module. Get all that done. Okay, I got the body control module plugged back in. Now we're going to work on these straps right there. Put the bolts back in them on both sides. Okay, got them bolted back on. Yeah, your remaining wires here goes to your glove box. So that'll be, I don't think I'll do that next, but I want to start up before I get too much further. I'm not worried about the radio. I want to get the gauge cluster and the steering wheel and all that put on next. Okay, we got the gauge cluster in. Got a couple more bolts put in over on that side, over on the ends. Got all this put in. Still like the radio. Still like the end cap over there and the vent over there. Okay, we still like the couple tweeters got to put in. The center channel's plugged in. Center channel's plugged in, just got to screw it down. Got to put in some tweeters over here. And we're ready to put on that back piece. Well, we got to do the piece around the steering column next. And then we can put on the trim piece that goes around the, it has your starter button in it. Okay, got the radio in. Figure I'd put that in real quick. That's real simple to put in. Got the gauge cluster put in. I still got to work on the pieces around the steering column. Get that put in and we can finish putting up some of these trim pieces. Okay, one piece at a time. Got another piece put on. Now I guess we'll go get the steering wheel. Okay, got the steering wheel back on. Now we're ready to put this piece around around the gauges here. Get the starter switch plugged back in. Okay, let me get that snapped in there. Okay, got the start button put back in, all that in. Let's go get that benzo that goes around the radio. And we'll do the horn and the airbag. We'll do that later. We're going to start this thing up. Get the battery cable put back on. We're going to start her up. Make sure there's no problems or nothing. Okay, that didn't take long. Okay, I'll go put on the battery. Go put the battery cable on and we'll start this thing up. Okay, all up and running. Well, I went ahead and put the original radio back in. Okay, I still like a little bit. I still like tweeters to put in. I still like that back piece to put in on the top dash, back panel. Got the horn. I really didn't need to take that out. The horn and the airbag, put that in. I still got the glove box to do. Still got up under the two pieces. It goes up under the three pieces. Big metal piece, but anyway, we'll get to that here in shortly. Anyway, we've got to hear it run for a minute. So I'm ready for a break. Okay, I just put that van in. Now we'll put the end panel on here. Get that all buttoned up. Okay, got all that put in. Now we'll jump up here to the tweeters. Stick that tweeter in. Middle speaker's already in. We just got to screw it down. Then over on the other tweeter, and we'll be able to put in that back panel. Okay, don't forget to plug this thing in. Working back here on the back dash. Okay, we got our back one started back there. We'll go on the other side and make sure everything's alright. Then we'll slap it down. Okay, now we're going to work on that big metal piece that goes up under the steering column. We'll get that put in, and we start working on the plastic pieces. Okay, that's installed. That was fun. Okay, now we'll start working on the plastic. Stick that in there. Getting closer. Okay, all that's put in. Yeah, I just got one little tear out there. I don't know how I did that. I just have to get some glue and glue it down. Everything's looking good. Okay, now we're going to start putting on these side pillars. Just one screw in each one. 1 7mm. That's all it holds them on. Up here towards the top. Okay, I got my parts car. I got it put back together enough that I got it pulled back around to the back of the house. It is freaking hot in there. Another 100-degree day. I didn't put the radio back in it, but it's, like I say, good enough to get it started up enough to move. I still have lots of parts back there in the back seat. So this car is just going to be a parts car. So I'll start selling parts off of this thing now. Okay, this car is completely done. Really turned out nice. When I was sitting in the other car that had this interior in it, I just about talked myself out of it a couple times. So that's going to be a lot of work to get all that done. But it sure turned out nice. Don't even look like the same car on the inside. I still got to get my floor mats done. I still got to power wash them and let them dry for a week. Other than that, I am done. It sure turned out nice. On that radio, I think we'll save it for another episode, whether I'm even going to mess with it or not. I'd like to get that GPS radio in here. One with a big screen. It's got a touch screen on it. So I may work on that someday when it cools off, but not today. It's hot out here. So okay, this has been a fun series. Getting all this done. I still got some super glue I want to do. I got a couple of those spots I want to touch up, but that's no big deal. But alright, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching.